product manager. Step number one is to choose the industry vertical where you want to be an AI product manager. Product management is a broad concept, and AI product management really applies to any industry or vertical. So if you're going for your first job opportunity as an AI product manager, you need to narrow the scope of what you really want. Where do you want to be an AI product manager? Is it in marketing tech? Is it in financial tech? Is it in retail? There are so many opportunities to apply AI in each of these respective areas. And if you're targeting a job within that vertical, you will still be expected to have a degree of product sense, of customer expertise. That industry experience is very, very valuable. Some companies will lean more towards just hiring generalists and not be so focused on industry expertise. But I would say the vast majority of companies really want to hire people that they don't have to train, that have a very low learning curve. And so if they already have, let's say in healthcare, if they've already interviewed doctors and they've already understand how the medical system, the compliance, all the regulation works, they will really value that a lot, and you have a lot more negotiating power and a lot more leverage in just landing a job in the first place. So step number one is to choose the industry vertical where you want to be an AI product manager. Maybe you can even make your list of top companies within that space, narrow the scope, don't just go for the whole ocean. Step number two is within your chosen vertical, you need to become the customer. This applies to product management in general. How do you become a customer advocate? How do you have that product sense, that natural intuition about what customers really want? The way to do it is to hang out with your customer, to talk to your customer, and to analyze your customer. I mean, there's all these customer research methodologies. There's books and blogs about them. But at the end of the day, what is all of this customer research? They are just different strategies of you immersing yourself in the world of the customer and becoming more like them. I think some people from Y Combinator once said that they really like to invest in startups where the founders themselves are the customer, where they're solving a problem that they themselves experienced. I worked at a company called Nav, and our founder was a small business owner, and our customers were small businesses. And he had challenges with his small business credit score. And what were we doing? We were enabling our customers to better understand their business credit score. And having that is very essential for startups. And to the extent possible, also applies to product managers. Now, if you're building something for doctors, it may not be realistic for you to go to the extent of getting a medical degree, but to the extent possible, you still immerse yourself in their world. You learn the lingo. You hang out with doctors. You talk like doctors. And you start to think like a doctor and analyze them. You become, to the extent possible, you become the customer. Step number three is to design for the customer. As you become more like the customer in step two, you'll begin to see gaps. You'll see opportunities. And where this is going with steps 4 and 5 is that you're going to build a portfolio, an experience, some hands-on experiences being an AI product manager. And this is where the next step in the process is to start designing something. And before I go into further detail on designs and tips there, I just want to emphasize how powerful this is to really just experientially learn. You can listen to courses, you can get certificates, that's all very valuable, but to be honest, the best certificates, the best courses out there, they are ones that get you doing things hands-on. It is that experiential learning. I read an article not too long ago from Harvard Business School, and it was actually a podcast from the dean of Harvard Business School. I take that back. And he said that what they've learned, they've analyzed the traditional way of learning versus doing hands-on projects with local companies, like tests, quizzes. That's the old way. The new way is that as a part of nearly every class, they have them partnering with Harvard Business School alumni, and they're doing hands-on projects with marketing, with sales, with whatever that content is that they're learning about. They are directly applying it, and the research shows that this is the best way to ingrain it, and that the retention is so much higher. So that's number one, your retention will be higher. And number two, and then step 5, you'll see that this is really going to be something attractive that you can show off if you do it in the right way to those recruiters. So this is where these last 3 steps are going. So design for the customer. Familiarize yourself with some AI tools. Familiarize yourself with recommendation systems, with search, unfamiliarize yourself with predictive models. So that way you'll kind of have some ideas of how these AI tools can be applied, and then design some features, design some innovations that go after those pains, those problems, those opportunities that you discovered as you became the customer. I highly recommend Adobe XD. Obviously, as you designers out there know, I know some designers are watching. They attend my webinars and workshops. You start with low fidelity. Don't jump straight to the high fidelity. But Adobe XD is free right now, and it's just incredible because they have these awesome out-of-the-box libraries. So once you get to that high fidelity stage, you can make things that look gorgeous. Even me, I'm not even a designer by trade. And then once you show that to a recruiter, showing the recruiter your wireframes is not going to, when you get to the end of this process, that's not going to impress them. You've got to show them something high fidelity, and they're going to be like, wow, this person is going to design beautiful software. I want to hire them. I want them on my team. So that's why you've got to go to high fidelity at the end of this process. So design, apply all that lean startup stuff, get validation early rather than building and building and building and then finally releasing it. But as you go through that process, then this leads us to step number 4, and this is to build for the customer. And this is where we're getting even deeper into that focus area of being an AI product manager, because you need to learn a little bit about how to work with data. So familiarize yourself with algorithms, decision trees, neural networks. Familiarize yourself with clustering algorithms, KNN, K-means algorithms. Familiarize yourself with the basics of natural language processing. Understand how those dictionaries work in natural language processing. Once you really figure it out, you're going to be blown away. You're going to be like, whoa, this is so simple. I've seen lots of stuff out there in terms of data science. There's these, you'll see these equations. It seems so complicated. I've seen keynotes go up, and there's like, AI is so complicated, and you need a PhD. I've been in a PhD program. Let me just tell you, and when you cut away all these complicated equations, when you cut away the hype, it's really, really simple. But that's something I'm going to have to get to in a future video. I will help you demystify it, and you're going to be blown away at how simple it is. So build for the customer. And as you build for the customer, just get some results. Test the algorithms. You test the experience during the design process. Test the algorithms during this build process. If you're building a recommendation feature, you're going to get an algorithm that predicts that the customer wants product A, B, C. You don't even need to put that into your UI. Just go to the customer and say, hey, I ran this model, and it's predicting that you would be interested in this product right here. Are you interested? The final step in this process is to showcase to your customer that you are an AI product manager. So how can you do this? Well, you obviously can just include this as a passion project on your resume. One of my students, my MBA students in my product management class, he really was just so stellar at how he did this. He got into the MBA program. He was coming from finance, had limited experience in tech, and he just said, put it on his LinkedIn profile, MBA passion project. What is my title? Product manager. He was the product manager of his own product that he created. It was and he had UX designs. He got feedback on it. He ended up landing a job at Adobe because he was able to go into those interviews and not just talk about things, how he would do things if he were a product manager, but he talked about how he did do things as a product manager. And obviously that's a lot more compelling to those hiring managers. And he's very successful now in his career. So just at the end of the day, just if you want to become an AI product manager, just be an AI product manager. Just start doing it. Do what an AI product manager does. And then what are those recruiters going to see? They're going to see that you already are an AI product manager, and that will be your ticket into landing your first paid full-time real opportunity as an AI product manager, because you've already done it. If you found this content useful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I will give you more of the best practices in building intelligent products. Thank you so much for listening. This is Intelligent Product.